The creature lay dying in the rubble of Outpost Zeta 9, its 6 legs twisted at unnatural angles, bioluminescent fur flickering like a failing star. The Krillian military had already evacuated, their dropships screaming into the violet sky of Thessera Prime, leaving behind nothing but scorched earth and broken promises. Among those promises was Unit 7743, a Varkesh, what the galaxy knew as a war dog, though the term barely scratched the surface of what these beings truly were. Commander Sarah Chen stumbled upon it during the final sweep of the outpost. Her squad had been tasked with recovering any salvageable human technology before the planet was officially ceded to the Dominion. The war had ended 3 days ago with humanity on the losing side, and now they were scavengers in their own defeat. Contact! Lieutenant Marcus Webb raised his pulse rifle, targeting systems locking onto the massive form partially buried beneath the collapsed weapons bunker. Wait, Chen commanded, her hand raised. Through her helmet's enhanced vision, she could see the creature's triple hearts beating in an irregular, desperate rhythm. Its crystalline eyes, all 4 of them, tracked her movement with an intelligence that made her breath catch. The Varkesh had been the Krillian Empire's most devastating weapon. Genetically engineered over millennia, they were more than animals. They possessed rudimentary telepathy, strategic thinking capabilities that rivaled AI systems, and loyalty that was neurologically hardwired into their very DNA. They bonded with their handlers through a process called the linking, a psychic connection that made them extensions of their master's will. This one had been linked. Chen could see the neurocollar still attached to its thick neck, the synaptic nodes dark and lifeless. Abandoned technology. Abandoned soldier. "It's dying, Commander," said Private Yuki Tanaka, her medical scanner painting holographic readouts in the air. Multiple fractures, internal hemorrhaging, and its linking nodes are firing randomly. It's in severe psychological distress from the broken bond. The Krillians just left it here? Webb's voice carried disbelief and disgust. They always do, Chen replied quietly. When a handler dies or abandons the bond, the Varkesh become unstable. Dangerous. The Krillians put them down or leave them behind. It's protocol. The creature whimpered, a sound that shouldn't have been possible from something so massive and fearsome. Its bioluminescence pulsed in patterns that Chen's translator struggled to interpret, pain alone, betrayal, fear. She'd read the classified reports. Varkesh who survived broken linkings often went mad, attacking anything that moved. The humane thing would be to end its suffering. The smart thing would be to leave it here and complete the mission. Chen knelt beside the creature instead. "Commander, what are you doing?" Webb's concern was justified. They had 10 minutes before the Dominion's monitoring drones swept this sector. "Tanaka, can you stabilize it?" "Sir, we don't have the equipment for Varkesh physiology." "Can you stabilize it?" The medic bit her lip, then nodded. "Maybe. But we'd need to get it to the ship, and even then. Then we move. Now." What followed was a desperate, backbreaking effort that would later become legend in the refugee fleet. For humans, using nothing but determination and jury-rigged equipment, dragged a 3-ton alien war beast across 2 kilometers of hostile terrain. The Varkesh remained conscious throughout, its eyes never leaving Chen, its patterns pulsing with confusion, hope, fear. Aboard the Wandering Star, their barely functional refugee transport, Dr. Alexei Volkov stared at them like they'd lost their minds. "You brought a Varkesh? Here? Do you understand what happens when they—" "I understand perfectly, Doctor," Chen interrupted. "Can you save it or not?" The surgery took 14 hours. Volkov worked with equipment designed for humans, adapting, improvising, while Tanaka monitored the creature's 3 cardiovascular systems. Twice, they nearly lost it. Twice, Chen found herself standing by its head, speaking softly, though she had no idea if it understood standard. "You're not alone anymore," she whispered. "We don't leave soldiers behind. Not even ones from the other side." The Varkesh's eyes, dimming with each passing hour, seemed to focus on her face. Its bioluminescence stuttered in a pattern, believed out desperate hope. When it finally stabilized, Volkov emerged from the medical bay exhausted and covered in luminescent blood. "It'll live," he said simply. But Chen, its linking nodes are permanently damaged. It can't bond with anyone again. Without that connection, without purpose, Varkesh usually what? Usually lose the will to live. They're engineered for service, for connection. Isolation is torture for them. But the doctor was wrong. Over the following weeks, as the wandering star limped through contested space with 300 refugees, something remarkable happened. The Varkesh, whom the crew began calling 7 for Unit 7743, began to heal. Not just physically, but psychologically. It couldn't link with Chen, the technology was incompatible with human neurology. But something else emerged. 7 began following her through the ship, its massive form surprisingly gentle in the cramped corridors. When children cried from nightmares of the war, 7 would curl up outside their quarters, its bioluminescence pulsing in soothing patterns. When food supplies ran low and tensions flared, 7's presence seemed to calm disputes. The creature was adapting, learning a new way to connect. Not through forced neural bonds, but through choice. Through trust. 3 months after the rescue, the wandering star reached the human colony of New Horizon. As Chen prepared to disembark, 7's massive head pressed against her shoulder, its patterns speaking a language her heart understood even if her translator couldn't: gratitude, loyalty, chosen family. In the end, the Krillians had been wrong about their creation. They'd built soldiers incapable of betrayal, but they'd never imagined those soldiers might choose loyalty freely. They'd engineered weapons that needed masters, but they'd accidentally created beings capable of finding family instead. 7 had been abandoned to die, discarded like broken equipment. But the humans who rescued it proved something the galaxy had forgotten in its centuries of war: that mercy could be stronger than engineering, and that chosen bonds could run deeper than manufactured ones. As they walked down the ramp together into humanity's uncertain future, Commander Sarachin smiled. They'd lost the war, lost their worlds, lost almost everything. But in saving one abandoned soul, they'd found something the Krillian Empire, with all its technology and genetic mastery, would never understand: that the strongest connections aren't the ones hardwired into our brains, but the ones we choose to forge with our hearts.